Hey everyone, my name's Allie and welcome back to my channel, Mindful Living. Today on my channel, I wanted to give you guys a quick update of how my AeroGarden Harvest has been growing over the past 5 weeks. About a month ago, I did an unboxing of my AeroGarden Harvest, so you can go back and check that out on my channel if you missed it, and my video today will be a full update of how everything has been growing so far, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is week number 1 here, and keep in mind this is 1 week from when the seeds actually sprouted. Your seeds are going to take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to sprout, so after they have all sprouted, this is 1 week of growth. Here in my AeroGarden I have dill, lettuce, kale, bok choy, thyme, and basil growing, and I'm just giving you guys a little sneak peek of the roots here. When things start to grow, you'll find that the roots grow through the sponges, and they do get pretty crazy as the plants get bigger and bigger. And this is week number 2, so at the end there I have the kale, bok choy, and lettuce. I have moved all of the greens to one side because they are going to grow a lot faster. And on the other side I have my dill, basil, and thyme growing. I do find the thyme has been taking a little bit longer, and it was longer to sprout as well. You can see how small it is in comparison to the others in the 2-week period. And this is 2.5 weeks of growth. Every 2 weeks you do put plant food into your AeroGarden, so I do find when you do that you get a really nice growth spurt from all of your plants. Just wanted to update you guys midweek here. Everything is really green and vibrant in my AeroGarden. And my basil leaves, they are getting really big there. Here's just a little update on the kale and the bok choy beside it there. And then this is a romaine lettuce in the middle. Okay, moving on to week number 3. All of my greens are growing really full and bushy here, and everything has grown fairly well together at the same time. I've had to trim my dill back a little bit. When growing in the AeroGarden, you want to make sure that one of your plants is not growing a lot faster than the others. You want them all growing roughly at the same time. So when you're planting anything in your AeroGarden, you want to keep that in mind and make sure you're choosing plants to plant together that are going to grow around the same height. And this is because we want to keep the light as close to the plants as possible. You only want to leave your light a couple inches from your plants, and if one of the plants starts growing a lot faster, you're going to find that you can't lower the light as far. So just make sure to trim back and prune your plants so they all grow together at the same height. Okay, moving on to week number 4. At this point, the plants are almost at full grown. They are going to grow a little smaller under the AeroGarden because it is limited space in comparison to when you're growing in the ground or containers. You can start to pluck and use your herbs and your lettuce here. You don't need to wait for it all to grow fully. I like to pluck off of mine in my cooking and use a little bit of my dill and my basil whenever I need it. So yeah, just make sure you're harvesting and doing the cut and come again method, which is harvesting the larger leaves and leaving the small growth in the middle so that the plant continues to grow. And this will be the last week I will show you guys. This is week number 5 and the most recent footage that I've taken. All of the plants have grown really lush and green and bushy. I did end up moving the thyme, and that's just because it was growing way too slow in comparison to the other plants, and it wasn't getting enough light, so I went ahead and moved that out of this AeroGarden and into my other one. I did find my bok choy had a little bit of the same problem. It didn't affect the plant as much. It still grew really well, but obviously you can see on the side here it was not getting as much light as the plants in the middle, which definitely impacted how it grew a little bit. So again, that's why I was saying before, it's really important that when you're picking things to grow in the AeroGarden, that they're kind of growing at the same rate, because one plant will overpower the light and then the other plant will not get as much, and it will struggle to grow because of that. Just showing my basil here in the back, and it has grown some of the biggest leaves I have ever seen on my basil plants. I've grown basil a lot in my garden outside and in my AeroGarden as well, and this time I found the leaves were just massive. They were almost the size of my palm here. Here is an update of my kale plant. which did surprisingly well in the AeroGarden. I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. Kale can be quite a big plant when you plant it outside in the ground or in a container, but I did find I got really nice little baby kale leaves here. I'm going to be doing a whole video on how to grow kale successfully in the AeroGarden, so make sure to stick around and stay tuned on my channel for that. Just going to do a quick harvest of my dill here and show you guys what I was talking about. Just trimming this back so that all the plants are at the same height so I can keep my light as low as possible. AeroGarden has really changed the way that we garden. It is such a convenient and easy way to grow indoors. I recommend it to any new beginner gardeners out there because it is pretty foolproof. AeroGarden makes it really easy for you. And if you have any further questions about the AeroGarden, or if you're just getting started with yours, make sure to drop me a question down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I am going to be compiling together a bunch of questions I get frequently and doing another video answering all of your AeroGarden questions. I hope if you guys enjoyed this AeroGarden update, you will leave me a like, leave me a comment down below, and make sure to hit that red subscribe button. It really does help to support me and my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in my next one.